want to show you how to make a weighted blanket on a budget. You can purchase a duvet. I chose to do twin size because that's going to be plenty enough for me on the bed. And this is the pillowcase, and I'm just going to give you a demonstration of how I did the actual weighted blanket, but in miniature size. I took the duvet, I measured from one side to the other, and then I divided out how big did I want my squares to be. Like if it's 16 inches wide, you can divide it by 4. Each square is 4 inches wide, so then you'd sew down 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, sew all the way. Also, got to tell you, the end that is sewn in, that's where you want to start, because the duvet is open on one end, and that's where you're going to have to put your pellets. You can also use rice, or you could use beans. And I went online to see how heavy my blanket needed to be, and for my weight it needed to be 18 pounds. So you can just determine that, and like I said, that's online. So once I've figured out how wide I want my squares and how big I want my squares, I purchased something also that had like sentence or whatever, or any kind of design that you can kind of look at and not have to stay on track of trying to make sure it's so straight, because this helped me to stay straight. So I started this one, and I went to the top of the heart, right at the top of the heart, right at the top of the letters, and sewed my my seam. Then I did it here, ended up on the bottom of the letters. But anyway, I had that as a guide. So you do that all the way across. Once you've got your seams all the way down, then you pick it up from this end, and I left a little space in here when I sewed my seams. That way I could kind of fold this just a little bit to make it a little easier putting the pellets in, or rice or beans. And right here, since I have sewn one, I actually didn't sew it all the way down to show you, but you can take rice, measure it out. Again, I determined my lines across this way, they're imaginary right now, to see how many pockets I have. If mine needed 18 pounds, I multiplied 18 times 16, that gives me ounces. Then over how many boxes I'm going to end up with, I divided the boxes into the pounds, and that told me, do I need 1/3 of a cup per pouch? And so this one, I'm going to put it in here. Like I said, I didn't sew it all the way up because I've got to pick it out. This is my pillowcase. So you put in your pellets or rice, and it's going to be right here. And that's going to spread out. Alright, then you're going to determine maybe my box next I'm going to sew at the top of the P and go across and do the, you sew your line across here, then fold it over. You've already got your seams this way, so pour in pellets. Yes, I'm going to put my rice all the way. You're going to have your seams up and down all the way here, and you're actually going to put your, I'll say rice, since that's what I'm using, put your rice in each pocket. Then you're going to take it to the sewing machine and make a stitch across here. Then you're going to fill it again, so you're kind of repeating. You put your rice in, you're going to have another little pouch. Then you're going to come, because you're going to kind of measure off your boxes how you want them, sew across. So you do that until you get to the end. And to make it more secure, when I sewed it across here, I zigzagged it. Whenever my last box was here, I did a double line. That's a preference. And this is what you come out with. This one, the lines are across. The words, sentence or whatever's across, so that helped me do my lines across. And then when I did, I had actually put pins for my width at the top, so I'd make sure and do it. But when you get something, whether it's colors, boxes, wording, whatever's going to help you to sew it without having to pin every little thing, that's what you want to do. And again, like I said, I did the double stitching on my last one. I chose to leave a box on each side empty and a box at the top and the bottom just for it being on me. But of course, my beads are going to be on